All right, Chris, we are live now. All right, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Chris Geigle, General Manager of Smart Toyota of the Quad Cities in Davenport, Iowa.
Awesome. Good to chat with you today, Chris.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, usually come and see you in person, but I think this is the new normal here for a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to adjust.
Absolutely. So, Chris, wanted to chat with you a little bit this morning about how do you buy a car right now, and talk a little bit about the used car market, talk a little bit about the new car market, talk a little bit about the auto manufacturers, and just what people should be looking for, and where are the deals to be had. So, and then some of the tools that Smart Toyota and others in the Gurley Leap family are deploying. So, probably kind of the first thing, Chris, talk a little bit about that, what that car buying experience looks like today.
Yeah, I think I think we've all had to adjust, obviously, with the government regulations and recommendations of social distancing, and I think it's unique by state as well. In Iowa, we are fortunate enough to still be open, and I think for us, we still had to adjust to make sure that we were, creating a safe atmosphere, not only for our employees, but obviously for our customers and our guests that choose to do business with us. And so we've set out several policies for our team members to follow. Obviously, cleaning and sanitization is the big one. So we have a crew that comes in and works long hours in the evening to make sure that they do the whole building. And then we do all the high critical customer touch points literally every hour. It's sometime on the minute. I mean, this is something that we are relentless around. I think you can never be too safe. So, we deploy our team. So door handles, and every time somebody's done with an interaction and we have a guest at a desk, when they leave, we go through and we clean and sanitize the whole area before somebody else comes into the picture. So we've also tried to be very strategic about that 6 foot distance. And so we've tried to allow space in each area of the store for that. And then I think because of the business has slowed down a little bit, it's given us the opportunity to put our people on shifts, and that reduces the number of people that are in the building, which we thought was critical to be able to create safe distances and respect the space that people needed. So we have reduced our store into multiple teams, so that way we have about half the staff that we would normally have on a given day. And so we can spread out, we can give everybody the space that they need. And so people can still come into the store. They can test drive a vehicle. A salesperson won't go on the test drive, just to give them that space, obviously, which is a little bit different than maybe what we've done in the past. When they're done with the test drive, we'll clean and sanitize the vehicle before it's put back onto the lot. Obviously we'll give the customer the distance that they need when they're in the building. If they choose not to do that, which we totally respect that, then we've completed basically a complete remote process. And I want to say it's new, but I think we've been going this way, for the last several years in the car world. That people, people want to shop differently. The internet plays such a larger role in the shopping process of any product, not just a vehicle. And so I think we've been adjusting to that, and now this just forced it a little bit more than maybe what we had to do before. But somebody can call, they can go in and they can submit a lead on the internet, and that starts the buying process. And we can do it completely from their home, a meeting spot that they want, whatever. We're totally flexible. We're not going to dictate the terms of the customer. We'll let them kind of tell us, how they want to handle this. But I think that's the main thing is we just had to be flexible and adaptable. We can take a car to a customer's home. We can allow them to demo the vehicle. We can do paperwork all offsite. And so if somebody's uncomfortable coming into the building, we're cool with that. We understand, and we're willing to meet them in a location that is more practical for them, and maybe they feel more safe in their environment, or obviously they can control a little bit more of the interaction at that point in time. So there's a number of ways you can do that. Obviously, you're reaching out via telephone, but again, you can start on our website. The website's fully functional to help you estimate payments. You can start the process with your trade.
Out.
And, we can work through all of those details with the customer. So I think it varies. Everybody's different. Some people like the fact that they can still come into the building and we'll respect, the social distancing guidelines
Sure.
that are available. And some people like the fact that, hey, we can come out and accommodate them in their home and their environment and make it easy so that they don't have to step foot in the store. And either way is good for us right now.
Sure. And that's awesome that you guys will actually bring the vehicles to your guests so that they can really still have that buying experience, although a little unique, but they can still go ahead and execute on that car purchase at their convenience and where they feel safe. Chris, are you guys seeing an uptick on people maybe using some of the digital channels that you have, such as looking at the 360 views and some of the online shopping? Are you seeing an uptick in that?
Yeah, I think, you can obviously view photos and do tours and such online. There's the manufacturers put out a lot of videos and tutorials on their vehicles as well, which I think is extremely beneficial. And we're even, we've seen where, maybe we'll, FaceTime with the customer,
sure.
maybe shoot a live video of a vehicle that we have on our lot. Yep. So we'll use all the technology that's available to make the end convenient. And I think that's the world we live in, right?
Yep.
We just got to add the word safe to it, right? Easy, yes. Convenient, safe. And yep. So we're flexible. We'll shoot a video, post it for a guest, or we have a messaging platform where we can interact, send photos and send videos. I think the other thing we do that's pretty cool is all of our current customers, and whether you have a lease ending or you've purchased from us previously, we have a portal that allows these customers to actually go in and it shows them pricing and coupons and savings and, cool. And monthly payments and they can do trade scenarios. They can look at vehicles. They can identify what they want to do in the shop, which is really cool. And it's personalized for their specific information. And we've seen a lot of people take advantage of that because now they get to kind of start the process and then we get to pick up wherever they left off. So they can kind of tell us, hey, I've done this, this, and this, and this is where I'm going to need your help to kind of finish this off. So we're really excited about that. We started that about 3 months ago and are having a lot of success with it. And I think it just kind of fills in some of the gaps that people are looking for to stay in touch with the dealership.
Yeah, I think that sounds awesome. I mean, you talk about really building that experience, as much pre-shopping that can be done, especially now, makes a ton of sense and helps not only expedite the process on your end, but helps the guests stay safe and still meet their needs. Chris, talk a little bit about the new car market, the used car market, and some of the trends that at Smart Toyota that you're seeing.
Yeah, I think certainly new car, used car are a little bit different. Used cars typically they're very unique. So it's a very specific model year. It's a very specific make of vehicle. Obviously, the color could be unique for the customer. The miles obviously are very unique, and so I think it just depends what you have available that gets exposure. Again, I think everybody's starting that process online, whether it's via car dealership websites or maybe even some of the third-party companies out there that allow us to share our vehicles on there. I think that's where the used car process starts. New cars, you obviously know a little bit more about what you're going to get. Whether it's a car, SUV, a truck, you kind of know what those models look like, and then it's just about identifying features and maybe colors that you want and maybe personalizing the vehicle a little bit.
Sure.
I think used cars still, if somebody's in the market and they see that vehicle that maybe they've really been hoping for, or they see something in the mileage range that they want, or they've been wanting an SUV or and I want it in this color and these are the three models I'm looking for. That's kind of still I don't know that that's changed much. I think there's still a lot of traffic around that.
Yep.
If people see the vehicle that they want, they're going to act on it.
Yep.
And then we're going to meet them, however, if they want to come to the dealership or they want us to bring it to their home. I think new cars slow down a little bit. I think a lot of the manufacturers are adjusting to that. You've seen the 90 days or some, up to 120 days. So you've seen the flexibility from the manufacturers to say, hey, we'll give customers more time to make that first payment, which is awesome. I think you're going to start to see some more interest rate incentives come as we get closer to May.
Yep.
And then I think the same thing. I think incentives have been really good since the start of the year, honestly. But I think I think every manufacturer is different. Like in our world, in our store, we're all on 2020s. We're on the new models already. Sure. There's still a lot of stores that are trying to sell through 19 models. So I think it's very different, depending on what you're looking at. But I think the new car business will follow. I think used car will stay steady. We're probably not seeing as many people out purchasing auction cars or those types of things. Sure. But I think from a trading perspective, what we have, those are unique pieces that, we're going to get to the lot and people will, they'll find them on a website and we'll act accordingly. So,
sure.
But I think as we see kind of these interest rate incentives and these 90-day delay payments, those types of things, I think the new car business will come right along with that. I think it's just going to be a little bit of a slower process to rebound. And I think we've actually started to see it probably the last 7 days.
Sure. Good.
I think we've probably started to see more business there than what we had end of March and the first couple of weeks of April.
Sure. Chris, kind of switching gears on you a little bit. A big part of what your store does as well is the service and maintenance side of all vehicles, especially Toyota, obviously. Talk a little bit about what that process looks if someone's maybe been maybe a little slower to get maintenance done on their vehicle and now finds maybe a little bit of extra time on their hands.
Yeah, believe it or not, I was telling somebody this the other day. It's like a really good time to schedule service on your vehicle because you can get right in.
Yeah.
The wait times aren't very long.
Yeah.
It is a little bit unique. We are still actually we have really consistent business in our service department.
Good.
But again, we're trying to be very cautious. So we've reduced the number of people that we have over there. We are running with about half the workforce on a daily basis just to create distancing measures. We obviously are being very responsible and safe interacting with the vehicles. Our technicians are being responsible and safe interacting with the vehicles. Having a limited number of appointments to make sure that there's space in our lounge if people want to do that. But sure. We are also offering the same process that we do for sales and service. And if a customer wants their vehicle picked up, we're willing to do that. We ask for a little bit of flexibility in time frames because we have limited amount of people to go out and get those vehicles and then redeliver them. But again, we're trying to make this easy, convenient, and safe. And if we can do those things, we can keep business moving, obviously for both others. And I think we've seen there's a lot of recalls out there that people have taken advantage of right now because it's a great time to do it. It's, your downtime. Some people are working from home and they don't need their vehicle. And so why not lose it now instead of in a month when you're going to be asked to go out and commute again. So I think we've seen some of that, which is exciting. And we'll continue to kind of tell people, hey, we're here for you. Some people are comfortable doing business, some aren't. We get that. And, we talk to our team all the time about just meet the customer wherever they're at in their journey. And if you want to take advantage of that now and you don't want to come in, great, call us. We're going to help you with that. If you want to come in, great, come in. We have changed a couple things. Our lounge doesn't have all the freebies that people are used to because we didn't want to, cross-contaminate. So we've we've taken away our food service and our beverage service, all temporary. Didn't want multiple people doing that. So, to create a safe environment, we've removed our kids' toys so that multiple people in there, those types of things. So,
sure.
But the same thing over there, sanitize a lot after each customer interaction. We'll clean the surface. We clean the lounge frequently. Again, we're just going to do everything we can to be safe, but also be open and be here for our current customer needs. And that's both sales and service. And we'll do it in however manner a customer needs us to do it right now.
Yeah, that's awesome, Chris. I love the notion of meeting people where they are and meeting them within their journey. I think that really hits the nail on the head. Really at any time, but especially right now.